The Premier League and the PGMOL have always come under scrutiny for horrible, horrible officiating, but this week just tops it all. Like, terrible officiating this week. Let's start with the Liverpool Crystal Palace game. So, everyone can visibly see that before Chiesa scored the equalizer for Liverpool against Crystal Palace, Mo Salah touched the ball. And there's one thing we need to call out, which is fan hypocrisy. I think football fans are hypocrites. When it goes for them or when it's in their favor, they find millions of reasons to justify it. But when it's not in their favor, they find millions of reasons to criticize the Premier League refereeing. So Liverpool fans, at least those I have seen online, are saying, well, he was pushed, he didn't handle the ball, he was pushed. This foul is as blatant as you can ever see. So what's the purpose of VAR then? So this was the first thing in the beginning of the week, and then what saved their ass is that, well, Crystal Palace ended up winning the game, so danger averted. But this goal shouldn't have stood. Even Stevie Wonder can see that this was a handball. There was a handball in the process. First controversy of the day. Now let's go to the second controversy of the day. And I am going to criticize this. I say this as a Chelsea fan. Malo Gusto, what the hell are you doing? This is football. This is not Tai Chi. This is not Kung Fu. This is not Taekwondo. You don't go about throwing your legs like you work in a brothel. What the hell is wrong with you? And guess what? Referees review this and some way, somehow did not come or conclude at a penalty. Like, we've got to be serious. Like, we've really got to be serious. I don't care if you see, and it's also about consistency. It's really about consistency, because I don't care if he gets the ball. You don't put your foot that high with someone. Like, he clearly kicked Minte, but then referee goes to VAR, they check it and they come out and say this was not a penalty. I don't care if it's sympathy, and because Chelsea was already a man down, they wanted to be sympathetic towards Chelsea. It makes no sense. This is a blatant penalty. Whatever, danger averted, because Brighton and Hove Albion goes on to win this game. But this shouldn't have stood. I am yet to see any think piece or any justification for it. But I don't know what your justification for this would be. This is a high foot. This is foot to head. This is stuff you see in rush hour and stuff you see in Hollywood movies. This shouldn't be on the pitch. And Malo Gusto, as a Chelsea fan, I'll talk about him later. Bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? It's like all of a sudden Chelsea defenders forgot how to defend. They just forgot how to defend. It's crazy. And you know, this is the third controversy I want to talk about. Saying Newcastle were robbed would be an overreach, because I think this game was just a comedy of errors all over. Now, this is the one that garnered them. This incident garnered more like scrutiny as to whether this was a penalty. Arsenal fans, again, this is what I say about fan hypocrisy, because just as I told you, Liverpool fans were saying that Mo Salah was pushed and therefore the Chiesa goal should have stood. Today, Liverpool fans are saying, oh, the Premier League are trying to make Arsenal win by all means, and that this was a handball. And Arsenal fans who said Mo Salah touched the ball are now saying, well, this shouldn't have stood because the ball deflected off Gabriel's legs. Anyone with two eyes would find it so difficult to see where that deflection was. Even if there was a deflection, I don't think the intent and the purpose of the law was that a deflection should be in such a way that when your arm is so stretched, once it's deflected, even if it didn't deflect, it was going to touch your hand, then we should just stick with the deflection. First of all, the deflection was innocuous. Secondly, deflection or not, Gabriel made himself so big, it was virtually impossible for Elanga to cross this ball. This is a black and white, most blatant, obvious penalty I have seen. It's a penalty. It really is a penalty, and it's a shame that football fan hypocrisy. If you're an Arsenal fan, there is no shame in admitting that this was a penalty. And then we will go on to address other happenings that happened in the game, which is the Lascelles incident, and which was the Gyökeres incident, or the Martinelli incident, or the Voltemade incident. There were so many incidents going on in this game, but this was a penalty. I don't know in what world this is not a penalty, deflection or not. Gabriel's body is too big, and I've not seen a player sliding for a tackle with their hands so up high. Like, bruv, is it that people don't? Is it that the referees don't know how to use the VAR? What? It doesn't make any sense to me. Also, I'm shocked. This incident, VAR didn't see incident, bro. Lascelles, what the hell is this? I mean, I know Gyökeres walks around like he's been out of a Batman movie, but you don't go around mimicking his celebration. Like, even Blacko Sharif will not understand this by force shut up thing you want him to do. You shouldn't be doing this. And this should have been looked. How did it escape VAR? How did it escape scrutiny? And I know maybe after a review, depending on the interpretation of the referee, it could be a foul or not. Personally, I think before the foul, they were both struggling for the ball. So that should be left to the interpretation of the referee. But it definitely happened on the blind side of the referee. So what are people in the VAR room doing? Why are you not calling the referee to look at this to see if he'd want to adjudge it or not? But the fact that it was not looked at, it was not seen, nothing was done about it, was wrong. But then let's talk about the last. This game was just full of weird stuff. Let's talk about another thing that happened in the game. I mean, this leaves me speechless. Like, Gabriel, man, come on, what are you doing? Like, what exactly are you doing? Like, you see, again, I appreciate people who are honest, whether you support Arsenal or not. This was so silly and unnecessary. His only saving grace was VAR, referees, everyone was absolutely horrible today. You don't go around hitting people in the face. And don't get me wrong, I think big ups to Voltemade. Like, he didn't, if it was any player, he would have just thrown himself on the pitch, rolled about, and then scrutiny would have come on it. Big ups on him for being an honest person. Apparently, honesty doesn't pay. You don't go around bitch slapping people on the pitch, and after that, he told him that he wanted to greet him and stuff like that. Like, you don't do that. Who does this? It's utterly shameful. Like, it's Arsenal, and they are, for someone who I kind of like Arsenal, they can sometimes make themselves very unlikable with behavior like this. This really is not it. And because I feel like if Voltemade had fallen down, thrown himself about, held his face, that was a sending off for Gabriel, and also not looked at by VAR. But then again, the goal Voltemade scored, I've seen Arsenal fans complaining, like, stop whining. He really touched Gabriel. He really touched him. But then whatever. And then let's talk about the Gyökeres penalty shout. So again, when it comes to the penalty shout, this is what I have to say. The PGMOL has to be consistent. The inconsistency is too many. I mean, yes, Pope gets the ball, but does he make contact with Gyökeres? For time immemorial, these things are always given as a penalty. These things have always been given as a penalty for like time immemorial. But today, all of a sudden, it's not given as a penalty anymore. Like, it's not, because honestly, my honest view is, if a keeper gets the ball and there's a coming together, it shouldn't be a penalty. But then we have this rule and there's a consistency to it. So continue with the consistency. What the hell from all of this?